we're going to map fulfillment from payment collected and how Claude Code works in our agency end to end. Everything in business is a funnel. So you're going to see the onboarding and fulfillment funnel that we have built out. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. So payment connected, the Stripe hits your account. And as soon as the Stripe hits your account, we have the Stripe. So let's get the funnel built out. Let's get the funnel built out right here. Everything is a funnel. So everything is Stripe. And then once a payment hits your account, there's two sources of truth that exist here in your database. Maybe three, actually. There's three places where this guy lives now. So up here, you have your sales, and you have CLOSER, and you take payment on the call. And then instantly, you are thrown into the fulfillment. Fulfillment, onboarding, results. So this is what we're going to cover here. And I recommend you guys highly take payment on call. And there's three places, technical, data-wise, where this person, where this prospect, where this client is going to live. They're going to live in your Superbase. And guys, if you take away one thing from this, take away that Superbase never leaves your workflows. It never leaves your business pipeline. In the age of AI, in the age of Claude agents, everything is Superbase. Your source of truth is Superbase. Your GoHighLevel syncs to Superbase. Everything. This is your source of truth. And they already live in this database because they were, no, I'm not shirtless on client calls. Because they were already they were a lead once in your cold outbound over here. They were already in here. But now they need to go into your clients dot table. So you now have a Superbase table of clients. And in that table, I'm not going to show this one, obviously. You have their GoHighLevel location ID. You have their GHL private integration token. You have their Stripe customer ID. So these are things that as soon as you take payment on the call, Stripe is writing to this client's table. As soon as they take payment on the call, you have your customer ID in here. That's the customer ID. And then you have all their business details from GHL. So they exist as a client or a contact. They have a GHL contact ID. So this, we could put contact ID. They have all their custom fields. And from here, you have a record in GoHighLevel, you have a record in Superbase, you have a record in Stripe, and all of this has to exist. And it already exists for Stripe. It gets put in here. But you also need to write to here, and then you need to bring the GoHighLevel over here. This is what your backend is going to look like. So once the Stripe payment is connected, you have a Stripe webhook. And from the Stripe webhook, this is your trigger. And from there, this is actually not going to look like, this isn't going to be a funnel. This isn't going to be a funnel. This is going to be an automation. This is going to be an automation. You have your Stripe webhook. We're gonna node-matize this. You have your Stripe webhook. You have a write to clients, Supabase. you have a generate magic link. So let's stop here. You have a generate magic link. What is a magic link? Some of you guys will be familiar with what a magic link is, but it's basically a link that is dedicated to a specific record in your database. So this magic link is only for that client. So what you're able to do here is on Onboard right here. What you're able to do here is every time a new client is generated, their link to this onboarding form gets unlocked, and they have a welcome to Iron Automations insert name. This is how you're able to personalize your onboarding, make it feel really pristine, and you have a VSL here. There's usually a VSL here selling them on their buyer's remorse. And this is a super important aspect of your onboarding fulfillment because everyone has buyer's remorse when they buy. Your job with your onboarding form and your onboarding experience, the emails, the SMS, everything that happens 1 second after they pay has to be perfect. This is going to affect your churn. This is going to affect their perceived value that they get out of your entire business as a pipeline. And this onboarding magic generation link happens in the Python level. So as soon as this trigger, which is a Stripe webhook, what happens here is it writes to the Superbase, and from Stripe, you get a lot of the data like company name, a phone number, email. And what this is trying to do here is match these two records. So from Stripe and GoHighLevel, they're trying to match, because what you're able to do is your sales guy doesn't even have to think about doing anything in the pipeline for GoHighLevel. Let me say that again. Once you have this automation set up on Take Payment Stripe webhook, your sales guy doesn't have to have hygiene in the GoHighLevel pipeline. So this is what happens. It tries to match on GoHighLevel from this information right here that they take in Stripe. If it matches, you have an upsert command, which is in the GoHighLevel API documentations, where they're either going to be found, which happens most of the time if you have good data and you're making sure that the clients give you the actual email and the actual phone number and your records are clean. It's going to get matched or it's going to get upserted. Either way, the same result is happening, where they're going to be moved into the closed one stage in your GoHighLevel pipeline. So I'm going to pull this up real quick. From booked, they're going to go from booked as soon as payment is taken to the closed one pipeline stage. And they're going to put in the closed one status, right? And then they're going to get an onboarding link generated. They're going to get their onboarding workflows that are native to GoHighLevel sent out to them. They're going to get the email. They're going to get the SMS. You're going to deliver that magic onboarding link to that contact, to that information that Stripe passes through. So their email, their phone number that they put in Stripe. They're going to get that welcome into Iron Automations. Here's your onboarding link. And your onboarding link isn't just a shitty form. It's an experience. You have a video welcoming them in. You say, this is what this form is going to look like. If you take your time on this, this is going to help us accelerate the dream outcome you want to have happen. So in this onboarding form, I'm not going to go through it, but it's just everything that you need. So their services to put on their website. It's going to be their service area. You have an iMap. You have an iframe Google Map integration, which Claude Code and Vibe Code. I've showed this on the channel before. You guys are probably not going to be able to find it. But you have that iframe Google Maps thing. You have the services they want to offer. They have what they actually want to push, how to add you as a manager in their Google business profile. There's going to be how to add them as a manager in their Meta account on their business profile as people. You have Loom videos in here. You have an automated onboarding machine. And this is how you get out of the weeds and working in the business and working on the business. So that's key here. So that magic link is going to send them to this funnel. And they have the GoHighLevel pipeline moved. They get put into your onboarding and fulfillment pipeline. And then you have your onboarding fulfillment pipeline here. So you can track this. So you can stay on top of your project management. From there, that magic link, you have the funnel. So you have your onboarding funnel. Everything is a funnel. And that's going to kind of go over gen info. That's going to go over biz info. EIN for A2P. Super important you collect this. You guys need to like write this down if you're doing anything A2P related. You need their business info, their billing address, everything like that you get in that onboarding flow. Their service area. Services. You're going to want their, if they have a domain, you already have a domain. You know, this is going to look like, I'm not just going to walk you through my entire onboarding form, but you know what you need to collect. And every time someone goes through this, you'll know, and they'll get better and better over time. And you also set this up with Hogue. This is what we track our site analytics. You can see the journey they actually took, pictures as well, pics of their business. And then you have Hogue. You can see how they went through it. I'm not going to go through Hogue in this video, but yeah, from there you have the funnel. From after they complete the funnel, all of that information goes here. So all that information gets written back into the customers table. Now, guys, listen up real quick. That just happened really fast. You're looking at the funnel, all this information, golden information, that gets wrote to your clients.Superbase schema, to your clients.Superbase table. And this is where things get interesting. You can point your Claude agent, your Hermes agent. You can run it as a schedule. You can have another trigger here. And this is what happens for us. Every time that Stripe webhook goes on, it writes to the Superbase table. And then you instantly, from this information, you got Hermes. And it's going out. It's building the site. It's building the funnel. Because you've already collected everything you need in order for these agents to build out the perfect site. You have their business information. You have their services. You have their service area, which is going to have you build out something like this. This is actually the onboarding flow that we have for our clients. And the onboarding form captures this. Hermes agent goes and builds all their images that they uploaded during your onboarding funnel, get fed to the agent. Their logo, I didn't mention the logo, but they feed their logo in that as well. They have their business information. What more do you need? Guys, when you go to do this shit manually, you're taking all this information, but if you have a process, it's going to read from that Superbase and it's going to fucking one-shot it. Because you have Python, you have examples of how you've done this in the past that you can feed it, and all this is prompt engineering. This is all a skill. And I will tie back into this real quick. This is how all this is automated, boys. Pay attention. I want you to pay attention. You have the site, you have the funnel, you have A2P verification skill. And what these Hermes agents and OpenClaw agents are able to do, how does this, okay, you're probably thinking, how does this actually happen? So you're like, what the fuck? Okay, this happens and this happens. Hermes agent is, yes, Jesky, it happens. This is real. This is real. So what happens here? How does this actually happen? I'm gonna explain this right now. And this is fucking sauce, so pay attention. How are you able to get these deliverables consistently? You use agents and they always forget. It's because they're skills. And not just any skills. It says Hermes or OpenClaw as the orchestrator, not the builder. And there's a few things to happen here. So you don't want the agent building out all these sites. This is a template. And templates can be automated through Python. Python is code. You can get the bare bones automation done of a site like this in Python, in code, instantly. You don't need the agent to build out a site deterministically. That is where you go wrong. So what happens here, Hermes is really good. Hermes is really good, but this is kind of late game. You guys, this is late game. Don't forget about this shit. Don't worry about Hermes until you've solved this shit. Just as a quick reminder, you guys wanted to see this. But how this actually works is there is a command. Let's split this in half. There is a command that lets you do something like /p Claude. And then you can pass in a skill. So /A2P skill /site skill /funnel skill. Now what this does, this is in the Claude documentation. or the OpenClaw documentation. You have to feed this to your agent. What this is doing is launching a terminal instance. Guys, I'm going to say that again. This is launching a terminal instance, the terminal that I use daily to do this shit manually for a lot of stuff. It's going to launch a terminal instance, and it's going to inject a real Opus 4.7 agent, and it's going to have these skills. By the way, you get these skills if you sign up for Iron Vault, shameless plug, but it's going to open a terminal agent. It's going to say, it's going to do this. It's going to go into the funnels repo that you have set up. This is not hard. It's going to do this command. It's going to do this, and it's going to do prime. It's going to inject that skill that you want to have happen. Skills are the SOPs to how you get shit done consistently and reliably. So you're going to have this framework, this Hermes agent, launch a terminal and pre-inject a skill. And then Claude is going to do that shit in the background. Look at how that just happened. If you've caught that, you're up to speed. If not, then I can't really help you. But that's how this is working on the back end. That skill is going to say, oh, yeah, okay, Claude, build out this template 80% Python. And then in this skill, so this is all layers.
Orchestrator ready for your review.
In the skill, you're going to want to take, and this is all prompt. This is English. This is not code as far as the skill. You're going to want to take this Superbase data. You're going to want to take the Superbase data. Clients.app, whatever the fuck it's called, and then build the rest. Use X browser automation framework to check work. And this right here is how you get consistent, scalable delivery for your fulfillment. Take this a step further. Meta ads. And y'all wanted to go over sales. Meta ads. Reads from the services, from the onboarding. All of this is possible because you've automated your onboarding and you're writing to the source of truth. Meta ads. Now you've got Higgsfield API. You've got Seed Dance 2.0. You've got GPT, Image 2. You've got these fucking creative studios that can do the same thing. You go into your repo. I don't know why I'm doing a pie, or what fucking I called? Root. You go into your Iron Media repo, and you say the skill. You do your meta skill, and you use the same framework, and you go, this skill looks like this. This skill says, use these APIs. You know, check this database. Use Meta API. Use image add skill. Configure dummy campaign ref winner.